On the world stage, Australia may not be known for its snow-capped Alps. However, the same can't be said for wines that come from this diverse country. Time and time again, Australian wines hit the mark with the overseas purveyors. In the mountains, it's wine at the long lunch, a glass or two by the open fire or at Apres Ski, and finished off with some pairing at dinner. With wine such an integral part of mountain life, we wanted to educate ourselves on all things grape.
Okay, I'm here with Darren from the Rathbone Wine Group. How are you, Darren?
Good, Justin. Good to meet you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Welcome to SnowChef.
Nice.
Now, you're a winemaker?
I am a winemaker, yes.
How on earth did you get into that?
Family business. So 1995, just as I was graduating from chemical engineering, my father purchased Yearing Station, which is the family's first foray in the wine industry. Dad was keen to develop a family business, and wine seemed like an exciting product to get involved with. So graduating from Chem Eng, went straight into the business at Yearing Station, designing the new winery, learning about winemaking, learning about viticulture. From there, we've built it up to include two other wineries, Mount Langi and Xanadu. The real idea behind that is that we want to have different regional wines from the best regions to grow the best things. So the Yarra Valley is really about Pinot Noir, Margaret River is really about Cabernet, and the Grampians, where Mount Langi is really about Shiraz. We think they do the best versions of those styles in the country.
So we're here at the Elk restaurant in Falls Creek. I believe you've been coming to Falls Creek for a long time now?
For as long as I can remember. So Dad was a keen skier and used to drag the rest of the family up. So there's actually footage of me somewhere filmed on Super 8 on little green plastic skis up in the village bowl when I was 3 years old, walking around in circles. Started out as a skier and then, in my late teens progressed to snowboarding.
Snowboarding. So with the fall scene here, have you seen a lot of involvement in the restaurant scene or the food and beverage scene?
The restaurant scene here is really strong. It's been dynamic for a while, but it just continues to go from strength to strength. Elk's a great spot, and what we're doing here is fantastic. But there's heaps of great little restaurants, and from fine dining to simple cafes to good pub food.
So your wines have been coming into the region here at Falls for quite a while?
We work pretty hard to get good distribution on the mountain, so it's certainly a great market for us. And I mean, why not? Once you come back from a hard day snowboarding or skiing, what better than to sit down with some great hearty food and a good bottle of red? Right?
Yeah, right. So with the winemaking, when did the passion for you, when did it come in?
Food and wine have always sort of gone together for me, right? So, as a teenager, growing up, there'd always be, wine on the dinner table, and Dad had always, when I was young, let me steal a little bit of his, and that would develop into have a glass of wine with dinner, and so that was always kind of part of a passion for food, was part of a passion for wine.
So the wineries that you mentioned before, Yearing Station, I've had the pleasure of going to that place, absolutely stunning.
Thank you. It is a beautiful spot to visit. Yeah. So part of what we wanted to do with the business was to create a tourist destination. We really wanted to be giving people reasons to keep coming back to see us again and again and again. So to get that to work, you needed to have more things to do than you could just do on one visit. Right? So set up a cellar door where people can taste the wines, and that's a great experience for people to engage with the wines. Set up a restaurant. We've got a sort of 100-seat restaurant at Yearing Station, open for lunch every day, and then we do a lot of functions and things in the evenings. That's a great way to expose the customer to food and wine matching, and to think about how to engage with our products. But it's also just about creating a memorable experience that they associate with us as a brand.
So you engage with creative arts?
We've been doing it for a long time as well. As a fundraiser for kids' cancer at Melbourne Children's Hospital, we've been setting up, using the walls in our cellar door as art gallery space started as local artists, and we've had all kinds of different artists come through to display their art. the art's for sale. Some of the proceeds go back to the artists, and then what's left goes as a charity for the Children's Hospital.
Oh, awesome.
The advantage that we get out of it, of course, is that it's giving our customers something else to engage with while they're experiencing the wine. So it's another reason to come to Ewing Station.
Yeah. So you're lucky enough to have 3 wineries.
Yep.
Do you have a specific one that's a favourite, or is that asking too much?
It's not so much a favourite as they all have their special place, right?
Yeah.
And they all do something unique that you can't do in the other regions.
Yeah.
Right? So I've always been a fan of Cabernet and of bigger red wines. So Margaret River was kind of a draw card for us to get into the Cabernet space, and Xanadu was an excellent opportunity to do that. Again, at Xanadu we've created a similar size restaurant in Salador, and it's a different experience from Ewing Station, but it's got a lot of parallels to what we do at Ewing Station. And Margaret River as a region for tourism's huge as well, right?
Beautiful.
The surfing's there is amazing, and it's a spectacular, beautiful region to visit. Mount Langigarang's in the Grampians in Western Victoria. It's a really cold part of Victoria, but it's a really dry part of Victoria, and it's got quite unique soil. It's a really granite, rocky kind of different soils to the Yarra or to Margaret River. And as such, it's a really unique spot to grow Shiraz. Shiraz that we can create in the Grampians has got a really interesting, spicy, peppery kind of flavour, and a lot of kind of blue fruits that go with it. We think it's a really special product and a really unique product. We do make Riesling and some Cabernet and some Pinot Gris, a few other styles of wine, but Shiraz is the focus for us at Langham. It's fantastic.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so I've had trouble extracting a favourite winery out of your 3, but I can certainly extract your favourite mountain in the Victorian Alps.
Falls Creek.
Falls
We've been
Creek
coming here forever, right?
Yeah,
so
that's it.
it is a great mountain. It's got a good, diverse range of runs. Good spot to learn. Good spot for beginners, but some great challenging stuff in the summit and over on Ruin Castle, that kind of area. For my style of riding, what I like to do, I'm a big fan of fresh snow, big mountains, powder snow, that kind of thing. And when there's enough snow up here, to be able to get the cat out to Mount Mackay and ride some of the backcountry around here is fantastic. It's spectacular.
What are you riding these days?
I'm riding this board. This is the Savage Panda board that Savage Panda made for me late last year. Savage Panda are a small boutique board maker here in Victoria, really about making custom boards for people who really have specific ideas about what they like to ride. So as I said before, I'm kind of into powder snow and looking for that backcountry experience, that kind of thing. When I first heard about Savage Panda, I contacted them. I was looking for a board to take with me to Japan this January just gone.
J-Pow?
Yeah, J-Pow, exactly. So when I contacted them and said, I'm interested in getting a powder board, they sent me out their questionnaire. There's this 35 or so questions that they get you to fill out first. That's about what style of riding do you like, what's good about the board that you're currently on, and it's a really in-depth kind of process to start with. Once you've filled out the forms and kind of given them that feedback, then there was a follow-up of it was about a 2-hour conversation, just sitting around talking about snowboarding, right? And what you like to do and where you like to go and where you've been before and which boards you've tried and et cetera, so that you can kind of dig into what's your style of riding. That kind of led to what has been what still is a fantastic board to dig through that J powder and to deal with the sloppy spring conditions we've got here at Falls Creek at the moment, right? So,
do you get naming rights on your board? Or?
Certainly do. You get to name your own board whatever you like. Being a winemaker and being someone who's keen on powder snow, I called my board Champagne Powder.
Oh, perfect.
It's a really special product and a really great board to ride.
Let's finish off here and have a bit of a chat about the wines and maybe have a taste. Would that be cool?
No, that'd be fantastic. Let's grab a couple of glasses and taste some wine.
Okay, Darren, you've got the wines poured here. Let's have a taste.
Excellent. So let me hand you this glass first.
Awesome.
This is our 2017 Ewing Station Pinot Noir. So as you're looking at this, the classic Pinot Noirs from the Yarra Valley tend to show sort of cherry fruit, that kind of bright red kind of characters coming through. And then on the palate, it's a lighter style of wine. Pinots are always that little bit lighter. So the second wine, yep, here. This is again a 2017. This is our Cliff Edge Shiraz from Mount Langengarang. Peppery, spicy style of Shiraz. Then on the palate, it should be quite rich and quite long, but really fine in its tannins.
Okay, let's have a go. Wow.
And the last one that we're about to taste, the Cabernet from Xanadu. So this is a 2014 Cabernet Sauvignon from Xanadu. This is your classic, great with steak, great with that kind of, heavier protein kind of wine. As you're tasting this one, it's much more in that sort of black, dark fruit characters, so hopefully lots of blackberry kind of characters.
Now, am I tasting the wine the right way? Just straight down?
Just straight down. So
I always see the swirls around.
Swirling is really about getting the wine to interact with the air in the airspace in the glass, and all of the chemicals that you smell when you smell a wine get trapped in that kind of tulip shape of the glass.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you only ever fill a wine glass up sort of at the bottom third or so.
Yeah.
And then as you swirl it, you're bringing all those flavours into this space. And when you breathe in through your nose, you get more intensity of those flavours because they've been trapped in that kind of airspace above the wine. Whereas if you just pick up a wine that's been held still and take it up to your nose, it won't be as intense.
Yeah.
So the swirling is about bringing out that intensity.
Wow. Well, there you go. What an education. It's been an absolute pleasure with you, Darren.
It's been great fun. Thank you, Justin.
very much.
Cheers.